And welcome back to a guy, a Hoosier, and a hillbilly walk into a UAP. What is a UAP, someone?
A UAP. Well, it sounds like something you might want to see a doctor for. A UAP. I've got a UAP infection. No, I think it means unidentified aerial phenomena. Is that right?
A UFO?
We don't call them that anymore. That's a naughty word.
Oh, that's a naughty word, sorry. Don't
Yeah.
cancel me, please.
We spun the wheel just so everyone can see and uh, came across the drones in New Jersey as our subject matter for tonight. And that's kind of where we are leading off from. Who'd like to start us off? Hillbilly? Hoosier?
I'll start us off. That's fine. So, lately there's been a lot of sightings over in the New Jersey area. I think like 5,000 drones. The government says one thing, says it's a mixture of commercial and recreational drones. People seeing them, conspiracy theorists, nothing against any of that, just stating, are saying that it's something a little bit more nefarious. And, so it really just comes down to I haven't met anybody that's seen these. I would love to hear the thoughts of people that are actually over in New Jersey seeing these, hear what you all have to say. From my standpoint, I don't know what's going on. Are these planes that are just being misidentified as drones? Are these actual drones? Is it teenagers having fun? Trying to snoop on everybody, get some pictures into houses, or I don't really know what's going on, but it's definitely interesting. So, Hoosier, what are your thoughts?
Is it Disney preparing for their next air show? A lot of these drones now, there are big companies out there now that instead of doing fireworks on 4th of July, they're using drone shows. I know Disney has a huge show that they do with drones where they light up the sky and that. But, some of these kind of sound like, trailer park
Indeed.
reports. A New Jersey police chief described the drones as the size of a car and bigger than the standard drones available for amateur flyers.
That's a big drone.
It's not the largest drones, it's not a global hawk, so,
Yeah, I
or,
was going to say military drones, pretty much full size airplane for some of them, right?
yeah, they really are. They're full size airplanes. And then they're talking about them being over, military bases and that. Military has a way to deal with those. They absolutely do.
Oh, yeah.
So, you want to lose your drone, fly it over there. And then when they find out who you are, guess what? They're coming to talk to you. And not a nice chit chat either.
No.
So, that falls under the play around and find out.
Well, I mean, truth of the matter is, military police are very different than civilian police. When they want to ask you a question, they're not going to be as polite. So,
Especially when you're invading their airspace. Military compounds, their airspace is sacred. So it's not a 15-day or 15-year wait. They're pretty much at your doorstep within just a matter of hours, and they have access to all that information. So I highly discourage anybody from trying that. And if you are one of those that are doing that, be careful
Don't
because it's going
just
to be a
don't.
bad day.
yeah, don't do
Just
it.
don't. It's not worth it. It's like the kids doing the TikTok challenges that think they're funny until they turn around and end up spending, 3 years in jail, losing their scholarships, losing their. Don't do it. It's not worth it. You're not gonna get anything that's gonna be worth it.
No.
All you're gonna get is trouble. And if you want to do it, you know, if you're a grown adult, that's your choice. If you're a kid, don't do it.
I
It's
mean,
not worth it, man. It's not.
if you want to spend time in a very small room where the doors get locked at a certain time, have a completely set menu for the next several years, then by all means, if you're not discouraged by, public showering, basically, or communal toiletries or communal toilets, sure, go for it. But unless you're flying a drone over Edwards Air Force Base or Area 51, you're probably not going to see anything interesting except possibly the barrel of a gun after your front door gets kicked in. Um, just a bad choice.
Okay, so you brought up Area 51. I've got to do it. Sorry, conspiracy theory. Have to do it. I don't know if anybody remembers the movie. It was a very, I don't think even think it was a blockbuster movie. It was called Batteries Not Included, but
Oh,
it was little aliens. They
so
were basically
good.
the size of little recreational drones, but they were alien life forms, and they were buzzing around, living in an apartment complex. So if nobody's saying that these are drones, if they're really not drones, maybe they're aliens. Just a conspiracy theory out there. Nobody take that seriously.
Oh, what's funny is that this is one of the many different conspiracy theories that have come out with this uh, event, if you will. Um, there was that. There was it's an Iranian like mothership that drops off drones and they go out and they scavenge for information and then they fly back so that they can recharge, which is kind of a cool conspiracy theory because Iran does have that kind of technology. The only problem is all of that technology is sitting in their ports, and you can clearly see it on satellite imagery that's very, very recent, like within hours recent. Some of the others are, terrorist activity or stuff like that, and it's really kind of gotten out of hand. And the people, you know, what is it they said in Men in Black? A person is smart, but people are panicky, ignorant, and basically stupid. And that's what we've seen a little bit of. It's been making the news cycles hand over fist, and it's the first time in history that the news has actually gone out and instructed people to look up at the sky. And all it seems like crazy that millions of people are surprised there's shit flying around in the air. It doesn't make any sense to me. Yes, there are drones, and I've seen all these images out there, and I've literally been through hundreds of images at this point. I'd say 80% of them are airplanes. Even CNN showed an airplane that it had been turned 100 or 90 degrees, and it was airplane looked like it was flying on its side, but it was clearly a Delta flight. And then the other 20% are like blurry images of airplanes. If you see a bright,
Bigfoot?
yeah, Bigfoot's flying the airplane, that's what it is, or the drone. But it's got a white light in the front, a green light on one side, and a red light on the other. That's an airplane. Period. End of story. and
Oh, and
that's
we're in New Jersey. It's not Bigfoot. It's the New Jersey Devil.
oh
I
yeah
forget
yeah
what that's
yeah. What
called.
is that thing?
I gotta say that if I was gonna do snooping and if I was gonna put my drone in places that it shouldn't be, I'd turn the lights off. I'd remove the
Yeah,
lights.
and
So I
that's
don't even know why you would have the lights sitting there blinking 100 feet in the sky. Like, just get rid of the lights.
well,
Go
and if
complete
this
covert.
if this was an
They're not
Iranian
smart enough to
drone.
do that. They're not smart enough to do that, right? Because they're smart enough to put these drones together and send them out for reconnaissance and do all that, but they're not smart enough to turn the lights off because no one would think of that.
Well, if Iran is sending this up, are they going to follow FAA guidelines or international guidelines? I don't think they are. So,
And for the snooping that these could do, most of that can be done from a freaking computer across the world. They don't have to come here to do that, folks. Just so you know, there, there
Satellites.
there's well, I'm just talking like nearest neighbor attacks using Wi-Fi
mhm.
and things like that. They can hack that and do that from across the world. Heck, they can send you. How many people would plug in a free Wi-Fi router if they got one
Probably the
and
majority of people.
not care where it came from, right? Oh, I got this new mouse. Cool. I'll just plug it into my government issued computer.
Well, it's like the USB drops in parking lots. One of the
Mm-hmm.
oldest tricks in the book. Oh, look, I found a USB stick. Let me plug it in. Let's see what's on it. Really?
Oh, it's free Apple Music money. I need to click this link.
Yep. Scan this QR code.
That's killer now that they're doing that.
I
Just
know.
putting up bad QR codes, or even putting a bad QR code over a good poster.
Yep.
Just it drives me wild. I'm like, wow, and people are falling for this every single day.
It's curiosity. Plain and simple. I mean, it never hurt the cat, right?
People always give me stuff for free. Somebody offering me a free app or a free video game, yeah, that's no ads.
I got free airline tickets to Hawaii one time. I went to a timeshare presentation for like 6 hours and was subjected to multiple heavy sales practices, but I got those tickets.
Did you get
So,
timeshare?
No, no.
so here's my little brainiac thing about this whole situation. It's not the 80s. It's not the 90s. Heck, it's not even the early 2000s. A lot of people have got telephoto lenses on their phones. If you're an Android user, you probably have a telephoto lens. It's not that expensive to get a telephoto lens, let alone the ability to shoot night shots with your
That
cameras,
look
video
like
cameras
daylight.
that look like daylight. So I'm really having a hard time understanding why we are still living in an age where the best we can get is a grainy, blurry image. If you're one of those people, if you're getting all that stuff, if you're like swearing up and down these are drones or heck Bigfoot or even UFOs, the actual real aliens from outer space, get a good camera, get some good lighting, be prepared, have that thing ready. Take some photography classes, and let's get some real images out there.
You know, about 24 years ago, there was a small event that happened in the United States that involved some airplanes. And after that day, I think it was September 11th or something around that time. After that day, we started taking what happens in our skies very, very seriously. If you think for a moment that the FAA, let alone our military, doesn't know what's flying around in our skies and what's hostile and what's not, you're out of your mind. They know. The radar, and Hoosier can probably, well, he may not be able to speak to it completely, but the radar systems that we have on our military side is beyond anything that you can imagine. It really, really is. These arrays are so sensitive. You could see probably rat fur at 1,000 miles. So, yeah.
I mean, just look up CWiz and just read the public specs on that. But also, I mean, just think back not that long ago. A balloon was in our airspace, and we sent an F-22 Raptor after it.
And it
You
missed.
know,
It did. It missed.
but you think if we actually had invasion in our airspace, we wouldn't be all over it? Do you not think that we have anti-drones for drones? You know, um, there's just so much. Use stop and think. Just stop and think. And hey, if you really do got some great shots, put them in our. Put us a link down
Please.
below.
Yeah,
I want to see them.
I do
I
too.
want to see it. You know.
If you come across and you produce some really good images of drones over New Jersey, and you can give us a timestamp that's actually certified, we'll put them in our video. How's that? We will gladly put
Absolutely.
that up here. Um, but yeah,
And if you have a good picture of Bigfoot, I definitely want to see that.
definitely. That's way
Or the New
bigger.
Jersey Devil. Somebody tell me what the name of that cryptid is. I just noticed the New Jersey Devil, but tell me the name of the cryptid in the comments. Please, I beg you.
And this is the last thing I'll say. But usually when I'm watching the news, there's two things I ask. Number one, why are they covering this? And number two, what are they distracting me from? My question to you is who benefits from this? And I'll leave it at that. Hillbilly, what you got?
All right, my closing remarks are this. You know what? I'm a big stargazer. Look up to the night sky. Enjoy the stars. Watch the stars. If you see something cool with blinky lights on it, take a photo of it. Figure out how to take a really nice photo of it. You don't. It doesn't have to be blurry. But at the end of the day, hey, keep in mind this: life is short. Don't get focused on the small things. Focus on the big picture, and enjoy your life.
And as always, let us know if we're wrong. I'm more than happy to be told I'm wrong, but give me the proof. I need the proof. But besides that, life's too short. As Hillbilly said, have fun and, keep it up.
But remember, life is not too short to leave us a comment, like, and subscribe. But seriously, if you think anything on this, we'd love to see that comment from you. If you got a photo, even better. Put that in here. Email us. We'll be happy to look at it. But if you think we deserve it, we'd love to see that like. And if you think we've really worked hard enough for it, go ahead and subscribe. We'll love you for that too. But I love you anyway. Have a great night, everybody. God bless.